Hi, everybody. So welcome to our experiential workshop that we're going to be doing. And just so that you can get to know who we are and what we're going to be talking about, we decided that we are going to just interview each other so that you can get to know us and kind of get a bit more insight into our personalities and the work that we do and what you can expect to get from this workshop. And for those of you who don't know, the first 50 people that join us on Zoom, that subscribe to this workshop, are free. And anybody that would like to subscribe after that, it's only $5. But we just want to incentivize you to get your early bird seats in so that we can help you and you can be present. Right, so Dale, this is Dale Gerrans, and I'm just going to ask you some questions. Thanks for joining me.
Pleasure.
Yes, so you are a specifically business coach, leadership coach. So what is conscious leadership? What specifically is conscious leadership?
Well, conscious leadership is about being mindful of the state you are in and how your state affects you and those around you. So the more aware we are, the less we react to other people, the more we're able to step back from the emotional triggers that come up and respond while still being authentic, but coming from a place of compassion.
Okay. And how does that help somebody to be a conscious leader? What does that actually do for them in the workplace?
Well, in the workplace, it's been great, because what happens in the workplace is when you've got people that are seeing each other as competition, they're working against each other rather than building a team. So when you become conscious leaders, and you don't need to be in a place of authority to be a conscious leader, but when you become conscious leaders, you start realizing the value every individual adds to the team, and you start working together as a team.
So yeah, I suppose it's part of, developing yourself so that you can develop people in the company. Right.
Without a doubt.
So which people would benefit from that? I mean, I don't see a lot of people just see that as hokey pokey and it's all focused on business.
Well, you know what? Anybody can become a conscious leader. And this is the thing, you don't need to be in a place of authority to be a conscious leader. It is about looking out for the person, the people around you. So most of my clients are business owners, entrepreneurs, they're senior executives in the business space. And we're seeing what's happening here is the more consciously aware they become, the more they're saying, how can I pay this forward? How can I empower my staff? And how can we start working better as a team and creating that safe space to work as a team?
Okay, so when you say creating safe space in the business place, what does that mean?
Well, a lot of the time what happens is people stand back. They don't feel they belong. They don't feel they have a seat at the table. So what they do is they stand back and they wait for the normal people that contribute to contribute. And then they tend to agree, yes, no. But they very seldom step forward and put their own ideas on the table. And the more conscious leaders you create in a business environment, the more they feel they all belong, and they create that safe space where they allow everybody to contribute and everybody to add value. And what I've been seeing is sometimes those introverts, those people that never really come forward, they're starting to put their ideas on the table. And even if that one suggestion or one idea sparks something new in someone else, they start building something as a team. And together, we all know that so many minds working together are better than one person trying to solve issues by themselves. So what happens is they pull together and all start contributing, and this gives them amazing results.
Okay, so I know, because I know you personally, when you say we need to raise consciousness, when you refer to that, what exactly do you talk about? What does it mean?
So it was in 1985, David Hawkins wrote a book called Power versus Force. And I read this book in the late 1990s. And it really, really sparked something inside of me. I said, there's something to work with here. So I started doing more searching here. And if you share your screen, if you allow me to share my screen, I can show you this. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so what David Hawkins spoke about in his book, Power versus Force, was the levels of consciousness. Now, if you have a look at the chart I've got up for you at the moment, you'll see in the red, this is the force side. And this is the side where people live in fear. Now, if you look at the last column, there is about 76% of the world's population that live in this space. And they come from a space of fear. They are in pride, anger, desire, grief, apathy, guilt, and shame. And when they're in this space, it's all about me. So when they speak to anybody, it's what's in it for me. Now, as a conscious leadership coach, my aim is to get people to courage, which is marked in orange. And courage is 200 hertz. And in courage, you start taking charge of your own life. You stop being the victim and the world's happening to you. You start creating your own life. So if you have a look at the section marked in blue, this is the empowerment section. And this is the place where you start facing your fears. Now, a lot of my clients say to me, I'm courageous all the time. So my question has to be, when you are being courageous, are you doing something where you know what the outcome's going to be? And most of the time they go, yes. I say, then you're not being courageous. You are just doing what you know what the outcome's going to be, or you have a very good idea. To have courage, you're stepping into the unknown. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. It's like climbing a mountain for the first time. You are going to start climbing this mountain. You don't know where the footholds are. You don't know what you're going to grip onto. But you can either stay stuck at the bottom of the mountain, or you can choose to take the journey and learn as you go along. So for me, this is what the blue section's about. It's about facing your fears. Now, you'll see only about 19.5% of the world's population is in this group. So compared to 76%, that's quite a low percentage. But in this place, you start empowering yourself and empowering others. Then let's move into the green section. And the green section is when your heart opens wide. It's when it's no longer about me, and there is very little fear left. It is about how do I make a difference? Not just to my life, but to the lives of all of those around me. So as you can see, there are less than 5% of the world population in this area. And there are a few people out there that are saying, how do we make a difference? For me, this has become part of my life goal, is to make a difference for the greater good of all. And people say to me, so why do you want to do that? What are you going to get out of it? Well, let me show you. Okay, so one person that is over 300 hertz counterbalances 90,000 people below 200 hertz. A person at 500 hertz counterbalances 750,000 people below 200 hertz. And when you reach 600 hertz, you are counterbalancing 10 million people below 200 hertz. There are a few people, less than 1,500 in the world, that are over 700 hertz. They counterbalance the energy of 70 million people below 200 hertz. So you say to me, why do we do this? We do this. We do the work ourselves, but look who it affects. It makes a difference to the greater good of all. So my question is, why would we not do it?
So Okay, so I love what you're saying. I love the way you've explained it. But if I were a person in the workplace, right, and obviously it's going to impact everybody, but how? Like, what are the practical ways that it would impact? Like, would it change my life? Would I earn more money? I mean, it's a great idea, but most people that I know, and I mean, I'm not a business owner, I'm not a CEO, but most people are stressed. You know, they don't have the time to do these things. They'd love to do it, but it's kind of one of those things you always put on the back burner. So what is it? Would it benefit them in any way right now in their life so that they, that actually can maybe function better?
Natasha, without a doubt, when you start this journey, you cannot get off the train. You cannot stop this journey because it is about self-development and it is unleashing your potential. And that's what we are. We are all just potential. So as I say, a lot of my clients are business owners, entrepreneurs, and senior executives in business, but they see the beauty in this and they see how they shift and they change and they see the effect it has on their staff. So this is when they started saying to me, how can I pay this forward? How can I make a difference in my staff's lives? Because I've become more aware of who I'm working with, who they are as people, as opposed to just staff members. So it builds better relationships. And we all know that life is about relationships, whether it's in the business space,
Absolutely.
your family space, your intimate space. So in doing the self-development work, because you do it for yourself and you can't do it for anybody else except yourself, but the benefits are you make a difference on a global consciousness level. Your life will change. We will give you the tools to shift your life. And there is so much information out there at the moment on raising consciousness and that type of thing, but very little processes or tools on how to shift to another level of consciousness. And it is really about unblocking your invisible boundaries that are keeping you stuck at the bottom of that mountain that you're too afraid to climb. So doing this work will allow you to climb that mountain and it'll give you the courage to step up in the workplace, step up as a leader, step up in the family place. So yes, will it make you more money? I have absolutely no doubt. Because when you start unleashing your potential and proving your work in the workspace, your worth in the workspace, you know what happens. You start flying.
Absolutely. So it all filters down from you, right? So, okay, so if
Definitely.
a client was to work with you, what results can they expect after working with you?
Well, they're certainly going to find out what the invisible boundaries are that are keeping them blocked and stuck at the moment. And I work on different levels. I work one-on-one with clients. I also do workshops in the workplace, conscious leadership workshops. So it depends which level you choose to work at. But when you do that one-on-one session, it's amazing because you get to know yourself. It is really about self-discovery. In fact, that's the name of our first online course we're launching soon, but that's what it's about. When you understand how you operate and how your mind operates and how it affects your life and the relationships around you, you can only step up and step forward. So definitely.
Awesome. So, if anybody wanted to get hold of you now at the moment, where would they connect with you? Where would you, is there a website maybe?
So there's a website, www.shiftvibration.co.za. And you can also email me at dale@shiftvibration.co.za. Dale Gerrans has a YouTube channel, a LinkedIn page, and a Facebook page. So you can contact me on all of those spaces as well.
Right, so just before we go, do you have any maybe three nuggets or three key takeaways that you'd like to share with everyone on conscious leadership?
Oh, most definitely. Okay, so when you stand up as a conscious leader, You are definitely going to develop better relationships. You are also going to have more energy, and you're going to feel better about yourself because you're going to have unblocked these invisible boundaries that are holding you back. You're going to stand up in your authenticity and realize that you are unique and that your values are not the same as everybody else's values. And when you see this, you see how you fit into your team and how you can step up and add real value. So definitely that's what we get out of it.
Awesome, great. So thanks for sharing, and we will be posting more about the event as we go along, and just let people know what they're in for. I am assuming that you're doing something experiential on the day, right? On the workshop.
I am definitely going to do something experiential. So I look forward to working with all of you and meeting all of you.
That sounds very exciting. Right, cool. Thanks, Dale.
Thanks for having me, Natasha.